Good morning. It's May 2nd. It's a beautiful day. It's 10 o'clock. All three county commissioners here. And I'd ask if we rise for a moment of silent meditation, and then we will do a pledge to the flag. Thank you. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will now have consents and approvals.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
We have 8 exonerations for $5,746.39. Vouchers, General County Fund, $388,464.49. Coal severance, $6,226.81. 911, $637.76. Chestnut Ridge Park, $276.37. Camp Muffley, $3,407.63. Mason-Dixon Park, $1,681.28. Assessor's valuation, $498.14 or 19, excuse me. Purchasing card vouchers for General County Fund, $21,452.62. Magistrate Court, $28.76. 911, $373.09. Home confinement, $7,452.02. Chestnut Ridge Park, $1,533.46. Camp Muffley, $84.89. Mason-Dixon Park, $231.73. Assessor's valuation, $3,724.98. For a voucher total of $436,074.08. Position vacancies for boards and authorities: the West Run Board of Zoning Appeals, the Mon County Planning Commission, River Road PSD, Mountain Line Transit Authority, and the Mon County Development Authority. We have fiduciary orders for May 2nd, 2018. We also have itemized statement of services for George Armistead, Fiduciary Commissioner. Lynn Crane, Fiduciary Commissioner. And then we have one other item that will require a separate motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And the other?
The other is a request, it's a petition for an objection to qualifications of an administrator in the Luke Wallace Cleckley estate. No, sorry, Franklin Dora Cleckley estate. Luke Wallace Cleckley is the one asking for the hearing. We've set that possibly for May the 30th at 10 a.m.
I have a motion to set that.
We're a motion to set the meeting, or are we discussing, or we have the option of referring that to the fiduciary commissioner?
I don't know.
Carrie?
Carrie, would you know, can we?
I'm
Okay.
sorry. So we have received a petition, or not a petition, but a motion asking for an objection to qualifications of an administrator to the Franklin Cleckley estate. And the commissioners would like to know if they can just go ahead and refer that to a fiduciary commissioner.
Yes, you can. I mean, that's your prerogative to do that, but evidently a person has appeared and has been qualified to be the administrator of that estate, and now someone is raising an objection, so
Right.
that would have to be taken care of in an expedited fashion. So if you did refer it to a fiduciary commissioner, I would put a time.
Okay,
Frame
within
one.
2 weeks.
Okay. Motion to refer to fiduciary commissioner with a stipulation on the need to have this addressed within not to exceed 2 weeks.
Second.
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Introduction of new employees. Misty, soon, from Camp Muffley. You have a couple people that you wanted to just mention. I don't know if they're here or not, but.
Unfortunately, they're not here.
Okay.
They're finishing their jobs out. But I have Monique Rowe as a lifeguard, part-time seasonal, start date May 7th, rate of pay $9.75. I have Sylvester Alexander, maintenance, part-time seasonal, start date May 7th, rate of pay $10. I have Ashley Syme, head cook, part-time seasonal, start date May 7th, 2018, rate of pay $11.75. Savannah Syme, cook, part-time seasonal, a start date June the 9th, rate of pay $10.25.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much for coming. Sheriff Palmer?
Morning.
Morning, how you doing? Thank you very much.
Morning, Sheriff.
Morning, Sheriff.
Happy to finally introduce a new deputy sheriff. This is Jesse Lee Caldwell, who started with us yesterday. Jesse comes from us from the Pennsylvania Pennsylvania Sheriff's Office, Greene County.
Oh,
He started yesterday, and he'll go through some extensive training. We're still waiting from Lepsis, our law enforcement people, to decide if he has to go through the whole academy or they will accept he has extensive training through PA. If they'll accept that, then he'll do the 3-week one in September,
that's good.
and we're happy to have him.
Thank you, Sheriff. Do I have a motion?
Move for approval?
Second.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Just to
Welcome
give you a
aboard.
little update, we do have 2 other deputy sheriffs that are currently in the academy for
Okay,
us.
good.
So they'll be
You're a new one.
coming out in July and then go through an FTO.
Okay, good. Welcome.
Thank you.
Is the other gentleman
Sheriff,
here?
you had another individual on the
And
agenda?
this is all at this time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So then we'll
Okay.
remove the other one.
Okay, Kat, artist, I should say Catherine.
Good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
On the agenda, I have a Mr. Everett Wright, who will be getting his park ranger this Friday. He unfortunately could not join us this morning.
Okay.
He will be starting at a rate of $9.50 an hour, part-time seasonal. Also, this morning, we have Mr. Eric Reidenauer, who will be joining us as park office staff,
Oh, good.
part-time seasonal through the summer until Labor Day. And Miss Amy Heddick, who will be our new park manager, office manager, starting at $11 an hour, beginning today. Full
Move for
time.
approval?
Second.
Properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, welcome.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Welcome.
Hope you're busy.
Thank you, ma'am.
Seeing no other new employees, we will go to number 5, comments from the public. If there's any individual who'd like to come before the commission, feel free and just state your name, your address, and how we can help you. Seeing that there's no one, okay, we will move. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I apologize. If you want to just go up there and say your,
My name's Elijah Case.
you're the person who's on the hearing for the petition.
Yes, I didn't hear it stated. and
It
I
isn't
just-
yet, it's coming up next.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we'll let you, yeah, I apologize, we will have you on
I just want
next.
to make sure we were in the right place.
Oh, you are?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are, okay. Seeing no other comments from the public, Colin, you want to go first, then we will go to the hearing. Okay.
I have a request for reimbursement for the Community Development Block Grant in the amount of $2,150.40.
Move for the president to sign.
Second?
Properly moved in second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now, we have the hearing on the petition to remove the executor from the estate of Susanna Messenger and Mr. Elijah, is it? Elijah Case. Do you want to come up and explain what you're asking, and then we will go from there, because we have several options, okay?
Okay.
Could you say your name and also your address, please?
Elijah Case. My address is 99 Brookhaven Road.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not really determined to remove John Messenger as the executor of the estate or administrator. Instead, I'm looking to possibly add a co-administrator to oversee. Our mother passed away in October 31st, this past October 31st. Lack of transparency, lack of communication has made me feel like we're not getting very far. It's not a large estate. There are some questionable things that have happened and some questionable things that, could happen. I just would feel more comfortable, I think, in everybody's best interest if there was somebody else working with him on this.
Okay. I'm going to have someone respond to that, but I do have a question, which is, has this not been in front of a fiduciary agent at this time?
No, it has not.
Okay.
It has
Okay.
not.
I thought Lynn Crane was,
She
No.
is the fiduciary commissioner assigned to the estate.
oh, she's assigned, but hasn't been sent that. Yeah, okay. If you would like to sit down at this time, and then would someone like to, is the actual executor here? Okay, if you'd like, Mr. Casey, would you like to sit down, and then, Mr. Messenger, if you'd like to come up and say who you are, address, and then, I don't want to say rebut, but explain
Gotcha.
your side.
John Messenger, 49 Bluegrass Village, off Greenbag there. I'm the youngest son of the 5 of us, my sisters and my sister and 3 other brothers. We lived with my mom when she passed. We were her caregivers for the last 2 years almost, my wife and I. We've been handling things as they can be handled. I was only made administrator in January. There's only really the only assets are like a mobile home that she doesn't have title for, so we had active litigation going for that, and I had to find new avenues to explore because she was under legal aid and they couldn't represent me. And then there is some land,
Right.
a small land trust in South Dakota that is part of a trust that my Uncle Vic is handling, that I was told I don't even have. He's working on that, you know what I mean? It's not something that I can push forward. He gave us an answer of June was the next time he would be going to the land to get an appraisal. And other than that, there was really no big ticket items or, high dollar things. It's just, one step at a time. It's been 3 months and some change, but I've been actively making headway as best I can.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else who wants to speak? Okay, yeah, that'd be fine. And just state your name and, thank you.
My name is Jen Bomar, 425 Bridge Street, Monongalia. I'm kind of, I was here on John Messenger's behalf only because, he has been a primary caregiver of my mom. He was residing with her at the time, and my mom, I do have some documents here that, my mom entrusted us with pretty much all her, I know that they're not good documents now, but it kind of shows that, who she felt would be the responsible parties for all of her assets and needs and things like that. I'm sure things aren't moving as quickly as some people would like, but they are moving, and we're trying to provide updates when updates are available. Like you said, it is a very small estate. There's land that's in South Dakota, but right now, he doesn't really have any control over that. That's in a trust from our uncle, and I think if anything, my mom probably would have wanted me to be the administrator. I kind of tossed that torch over to my younger brother because I knew he could handle it. He works full time, probably more hours than all of us. He does work really hard, and it's hard to fit these things in, but he's doing the best he can, and
Okay.
my hat's off to him because I dealt with it with my father, and so I didn't really want to try to approach it with my mom.
Right.
So. But I think he's doing a good job considering, and I think that things are, Eli's got some concerns, probably try to speed the process up a little bit. And, if there is the need for a co-administrator, I've kind of been doing that on the backside, and I don't mind doing that formally if I need to. But,
Okay.
so whatever I can do to help facilitate that. So.
Thank you. Sir?
I'm sorry, for my purpose, I'm sorry, what'd you say your name was?
Jen Bomar.
Jen, I didn't work that, thank you.
Jeremiah Parker, 96 Calvert Shaver Road, Rawlsburg, West Virginia. I'm the middle-aged son. He does work full-time. He's doing an excellent job at what he can do with what he's able to do.
Right.
Before my mother passed away, she had made a couple comments to our oldest son, our older brother, which is in Arizona, and he's on standby just in case you need to talk with him. She made a comment, you know, since he was the caregiver, John Messenger was the caregiver, that basically he's our youngest, let him have the trailer, let him, you know, take that over, that, you know, that would be his. The other items, which is very limited to, you know, clothes, costume, jewelry, you know, maybe a couple items that, not really a big estate like, you know, they said. So there's nothing really that can be handled.
Right.
He does alarm securities, and he's doing a real good job, and I wouldn't want it to change.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Do either of the commissioners have a question before we want to, we have two options, but go ahead.
One's a process question. I mean, are co-executors something that we do? That
I've never heard.
We assign, or we've done in the past.
You would need to rule on this petition, and then there would be an opportunity for co-executors to get appointed, but I'm assuming she passed without a will, so this is an administration,
Right.
which means that now two people would have to be bonded. There's a bond involved. Mr. Messenger's already presented a bond to acquire to take the oath to be the administrator. So if there were co-administrators, that means a brand-new bond would have to be acquired from an insurance company.
Okay.
The questions, we have two options. One, we could, well, actually three. One, we could ask that you try and work it out and come back in several weeks and see if it's worked out. The second option is to send it to a fiduciary agent, but that, there is a commissioner, but that is a cost to them, correct?
Yes. To the estate.
To the estate. And you said it's so small, I would hate for you to have to use those funds, okay, I'm going to be honest. Or the third one is to move forward and either support or deny. But since Mr. Case said that he was more than willing to try and work some things out, that would be my recommendation, to ask, could you come back in 4 weeks and be willing to see if you've worked out the majority of the situation?
From my
Or if it
perspective,
hasn't worked out.
If it hasn't worked out, okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
and from my perspective, it seems to be a question of timing and how quickly things are going. And again, you submitted this petition, but then your first comment was you have reservations about doing that, and maybe go the co-executor route. So it seems like there's room for you guys to work this out, and that would be my hope. As far as, so if you're willing to try that.
Did you want to say something? If you want to go back up there, sure.
If I may, just.
Sure,
so
if you
it's
want to go
on
back
record.
over there. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I had made a few notes. And I just want to look at them because I want to make sure that the important stuff has been stated.
Okay.
Okay. So this morning I found out that Jenny actually has been on the backside, as she put it, helping out. I'm good with that, knowing that right now.
Okay.
And seeing where we're at in 4 weeks, okay, or
Yes.
however long. Some of the issues that brought us to this point were, well, of course, the lack of transparency. I've been able to get very little information, and it's been 6 months, you know. There's been some things that have happened as well that had been brought to my attention. One sibling had stated that there has been a bunch of stuff removed from the estate. Now, we're aware that there have been some items removed from the estate. I mean, some of us took some sentimental stuff, okay? And it was done so with everyone's knowledge. But then there was an issue with, and this happened the week of my mother's passing, which was kind of shocking, where some items were about to be sold. And that was early on. It was nipped in the butt right away. And to my knowledge, nothing has happened, but due to lack of transparency, lack of communication, I don't know what has happened and what hasn't happened. I haven't been over there. Johnny does reside there with his girlfriend and her daughter. There was to be an LLC arranged for the estate. Johnny says he's handled that, but I have no records of anything that has transpired through the estate.
How about this? Because I'm sure this is what you're all going to do in the next 4 weeks. If you would be willing to write a list up of your questions and concerns, give it to Mr. Messenger, and also give us a copy, so we are aware of the list that you're going through. And then if the other commissioners would be willing to hold off for 4 weeks, this petition, and then we'll meet back in 4 weeks and see where we're at. That's my.
That would be acceptable to me at this point. Yes.
Okay.
No, we would deny the petition. It's move to deny the petition at this time.
Okay. Well, are we able to just delay it for 4 weeks and meet back in 4 weeks? So then that would not deny. So they have to. How about if we have a motion to table it for 4 weeks, at which time we'll come back. In the interim, if you could send a list to Mr. Messenger and get us a copy too, and then that way we can try and work it out.
Okay, now, would
Yes.
you like that submitted by me, or would you like that submitted by Johnny?
Well, I think you need to submit it to Mr. Messenger, who's the executor, and then once you get it, then you could submit it to Ms. McClure.
Thank you for the
Okay?
clarification.
Yeah, no problem. So do I have a motion?
Second.
Okay. You do second.
Second.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion second to table it for 4 weeks, get the information, a letter from what your recommendations are, concerns. We will also get a copy of it and meet back in 4 weeks.
Okay, and will there be a date scheduled today?
Yeah, we will do that right now.
I'm looking
Okay.
at the
We're looking at a
calendars.
date right now, so you'll know exactly. And we do appreciate you taking time off to come here.
Yeah, and I appreciate them all
Yes.
showing up.
Because if we can hold you from spending too much money from the estate, that's what our goal is. If
We
this can't be
appreciate
worked
that.
out, it'll probably go to fiduciary agent.
The first meeting of June
Commission.
is June the 6th.
June
So it'd be
6th.
June the 6th at 10 a.m.
Okay. To amend it for June the 6th at 10 a.m.
And we still have a vote.
Yes, all those in favor of tabling it till June the 6th at 10 o'clock?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We will
Okay.
move it to June the 6th at 10 o'clock. That gives you plenty of time to try and work it out, okay?
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you all for
Just so
coming.
you're aware, having been not the pleasure, but an executor of my mother's estate and father's estate, it is a task generally that takes almost a year to completion, even on small
Yeah.
estates, just so you know. And we had a will and everything was agreed upon and signed upon, and it still took a year, okay? Just,
Thank you.
Well, we
Just so you
very
understand.
little communication.
I understand.
Well, now we know, but now Mr. Messenger and the parties all know what's going on, okay? Thank you. Glad we can at least, hopefully, we'll have to work it out in 4 weeks. Thank you. Correspondence. Is there any correspondence?
Just a couple items. We've got the third quarter levy spending report from Boat Park.
Okay.
We have a note that was sent to us thanking Commissioner Bloom for his participation in the West Virginia Kids CHIP. I'm not exactly sure what it is. First Kids. It doesn't
Yeah.
actually reference.
The CHIP program, yeah.
Okay.
Kids.
With WVU.
Kids
Was it
count.
WVU Hospital?
Yeah, it was Kids Count.
Okay. And then we got a request from the city of Morgantown for the courthouse square on May the 19th at 11 a.m. to commemorate Gene Vance Jr. and acknowledge the contribution of our armed forces.
Yes. And we appreciate, we are very honored to be able to do that.
So are you going to approve that?
Oh, is there a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second?
Moved in second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We did have the Sunday one coming up, and we've never approved that.
Sunday?
Sunday with the Dems, there was a form, because I saw it.
Sunday with the Dems? I don't,
Yeah. Basically what it is the Democratic Executive Committee requested Sunday from 2 to 4 to have what's called Sunday with the Dems, to use the Corner Square, and they were going to have,
oh, I wasn't aware of that.
yes, because I did see the official document.
Okay.
So,
Is it time sensitive? I mean,
well, because it's this
Coming Sunday?
coming Sunday, and it was submitted 2 weeks ago, so I want to make sure. Yeah.
Was it submitted to me?
I don't know what,
I submitted it,
but go ahead. Yeah, I don't remember who had it, because I did see it somewhere.
I did.
And I did see it.
Colleen, I sent it
Okay.
up with Colleen.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So basically,
at least 2
it
weeks
meets all the
ago.
requirements, and
Yes.
do you want to just
Should we go?
explain so it is just me, or just?
Oh, yeah, I'm more than happy to. It
Yes.
will be an ice cream social on the
Oh.
courthouse square.
Yes.
From 2 to 4 on Sunday, May the
Oh,
6th.
good.
So
And
could I,
that's all.
yeah.
And it's close enough, I'm assuming we don't have any conflicts.
No,
No, there wasn't anything on there.
So, absent the actual document in front of us and
Okay.
your
Right.
explanation, I would move that we approve.
Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I apologize, that got slipped.
She said it was on your desk.
so he did see it.
I told you I saw it somewhere. I am sorry. Okay. Any other unfinished business?
No.
Okay. New business. To consider for approval requisition number 7 for the University Town Center EODD Special District Excise Tax Revenue Refunding and Improvement Bond Series 2017 and Administrative Expense Fund.
Yes, sir. It's a requisition for services provided by MuniCap and their administration of the funds, $3,943.75.
Move for approval?
Second?
Properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, consideration of approving lease purchase and ground lease agreements between Mylan Park Foundation Incorporated and the Monongalia County Commission for the proposed Monongalia County Extension Service and 4-H Center to be located at Mylan Park. And if I could ask, could we have discussion before, since there's some questions that,
Yeah,
Yes.
we went through the leases. We just finalized the final pass-through yesterday. We had an hour conference call with the lawyers, and they're legal, our legal, Mylan Park's legal, and most of the affected parties. We've agreed, we've gotten there's no other issues. So what I would like to propose is, the only issue right now is there's a couple exhibits that will take some time to get formalized so that we can actually have the fully executed agreement. But everything else in regards to the terms and conditions are all acceptable to everybody, both parties that were on the calls. And what I would move is if we approve the leases in their current form and give the president approval to sign once the exhibits are provided and it has done one final pass through our legal.
Second?
okay, properly moved in second, and before we move on, I would ask Commissioner Hawkins to explain what this project is, which all three of us are very excited about.
Very, very excited, and this began just simply as a discussion to enlarge the area that we had previously prepared for the fair, the barn. And I sent the other two commissioners out to a meeting. Myself I was not present, and while there, I'm going to give Mr. Kaboom credit. It was his idea. Well, why don't we move extension out here at Mylan Park? And once he gave me a little bit of lead, I managed to expand this, not just to include a new extension office, but an area for programming, the presence of the State Department of Agriculture, and as well, what I consider to be perhaps the cherry on top of this is a incubator kitchen. Now, an incubator kitchen is something that Chef Hard used to do in the Panhandle, but we have none in the state, where that if you have your grandmother's pickles recipes and you wish to see if it would sell, this allows you to have a certified place for food production where you can test market that particular product without having to invest in making all the arrangements to buy a full kitchen to do this. Now, after that, then I have to thank Sean, because Sean was the person who's able to put all the boxes together to tell me that a dreamer like myself can be able to do something like this. So we think that this is really going to be I've not to embarrass people, but a lot of people I ask, do you know where the extension office is? And more than 50% of the people that I ask this question to cannot relate to me where the extension office is. We feel that with the upsurgence of agriculture, with Kent Leonhardt being our state leader in the ag department, we have a great presence here and great opportunity in Monongalia County to make this the shining star of extension and agriculture in this state.
And this is one of those few rare instances where this is truly a win-win-win. The extension's excited. We have at least one representative from Extension here, and they're excited about, they're going to get some badly needed office upgrades, badly needed, that the teaching kitchen is going to be something to be admired across the state. They're getting additional space. And we're going to eventually turn what was a monthly expense into revenue. So over time, this project will have a significant return on investment and will, again, take a current expense, and with this project, we'll be turning revenues out of it.
And I think also you have to look at the economic impact, particularly of this incubator kitchen. You're allowing small businesses to be developed here in our county that perhaps we can keep here, and that's jobs, that's planning. That's really, and I have to thank both of my fellow commissioners for everything that they do in support of what I consider to be a project that is really of great importance.
And again, thanks to all parties involved. We had the lawyer for the Mylan Park who helped put together the leases and helped work us through our initial MOU in regards to this whole project. Jason Pizzatelli had showed up today in case we had any questions, but I appreciate your help, Jason. All the other, I don't want to identify individuals by name because I know I'm going to forget, but Carrie from Spillman, a few other individuals that helped with it, Keith Hernstrom from Mylan Park, and Ron Justice. This was really it's going to be a nice community addition.
Two other areas that you might want to also explain with the veterans.
Yes.
And also, we have a commitment from the actual state agriculture. They will be taking office.
Oh, yes, the state is taking office. In other words, we made sure of that. But adjacent to this, there is one high tunnel and a second high tunnel to be constructed. And we won't get into what high tunnels are, but just think of a huge greenhouse, okay, so that you can instruct people, and this would be for the veterans, in best farm processes in growing.
Yeah. So we're really excited about this, and then also the possibility, and since Becca's here, she's already thinking ideas for the summer programs and other programs that we could work with the school system. So I think it's a win-win, and it's really an area that I've learned now that I didn't know enough about, and I've been
It was your idea. It was your idea.
I know, I didn't.
I'm applauding you, sir.
I know, I appreciate it. So with that, let's go with the Senator Sikora. There we go. The Commissioner Sikора's request and second to move forward on that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. That's very exciting. Consideration of appointment to the West Run Board of Zoning Appeals.
Yes.
Is it a reappointment, is this? Or?
Yeah, it's a reappointment. Eric Powell's currently serving. He would like to continue serving the commission in that capacity.
Okay.
Move for approval?
Second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. To consider adopting revisions to the Mon County Commission's Family Medical Leave Act policy.
This
Real quickly,
is, we had Julie Moore from Steptoe and, not Steptoe. Steptoe? Yeah, Steptoe and Johnson. Work on updating a part of our handbook that had, that's the family medical leave Act policy, and it went from 3/4 of a page to 5 pages. So it's very, very thorough. They are continuing their revisions to our entire handbook, and that draft should be coming in a few weeks, hopefully. So, but we would like to go ahead and get this in place now.
Do you have a motion?
Move for approval?
Second?
Proper moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Do we have any other new business?
No.
Good. We are honored. We have reports from elected officials and the Honorable Mayor. Mr. Quick, would like to come up and
Thank you very
address us?
much.
Thank you.
I'm Bill Kowecki. I'm the mayor of Morgantown. First of all, I want to compliment you on the courthouse. Walking through it today, it looks very well done. So I'm looking forward to the dedication. And I do appreciate the fact that you're making it available to the community. And I appreciate the fact that you're making it available for the Gene Vance dedication. So having said that, my real purpose in being here is to express to you a concept that Commissioner Sikora and I had discussed, and he had presented last night at our city council meeting. That was, by the way, well received among council. The concept here is that we're looking to promote the idea of communication among the municipalities and the county. And a way to approach that we figured it's good what we do with the MonCom meetings, but they're much too short and much too focused in terms of one specific or two specific items that we discuss. And with that deadline or that timeline that we put on it, it really doesn't leave much for discussion. There are many things that the communities, the municipalities share, many problems that we share, many activities that we, I don't have to enumerate those to you. Those are, things like traffic and roads and pedestrian and drug problems and you name it, we have it. And they're common to all of us. What we don't have is a communication that allows us to understand each other's perspective. In other words, we all have our own view. We're trying to protect our own circumstance, and we're trying to do the best for our own constituency. We really need to do what we really need to do, rather than react to the things that are brought to us and having to deal with the consequences. We really need to somehow get together and think a little more about what we want to do, set our priorities, throw them on a table, and see what we can cooperate on. And then prioritize those in a manner that we can attack them and make them better, arrive at solutions. This is a concept that we're all familiar with. We've all tried this in the past. It succeeds when well done, not always. I mean, people are people, and we'll get what we can get. But we need to have the communication, and we need to somehow incentivize that communication. What we're proposing is the concept of a workshop, at least a day, but facilitated, where all of the municipalities, the county come together, express their concerns, throw everything on the table, sort it out, prioritize, and try to move forward. And we're hoping that, and I'm here representing our conversation, and Sean, please enlarge if I've missed anything. What I'm hoping to do is to have your consideration of this particular activity and perhaps help us promote this to the other municipalities. We're looking for your buy-in.
Can I ask the President, we suspend the rules?
Sure, go right ahead.
To allow a discussion back and forth?
Sure.
And Mayor Kowecki, I appreciate you coming here today. This concept was a result of just, I tried to further conversations by having regular interactions.
Yes.
And we do that one-on-one,
Right.
so and I do that within the county, I do that with outside the county to the other municipalities. And I think that's helpful, but it's just, I'm talking to one of seven, and I sometimes I think there's a lot of focus on areas where we may not agree instead of focus on areas where we could agree. And that's where I think this would be important. And again, the concept is, and my thought process is we have a facilitator, and maybe they go around and interview each of the entities to get their perspective so they can build their own independent perspective, and then we meet to discuss, hey, what are these areas, and the ask would be for all these municipalities to throw out, hey, what could we all work on? And I was thinking of some examples. I was reading in the paper the other day about the Solid Waste Authority, and they're looking try to develop a comprehensive county-wide structure regarding recycling. Well, that's a kind of a low-hanging fruit. What municipality isn't, or which of other groups wouldn't be in favor of having a discussion in that regard? Maybe it could be in regards to planning, or there's a host of things when you sit down and you start talking about. But I think it'd be a good opportunity for us to, and I shared my notes that I shared with your council, as far as just here, I extracted it from our emails, and it's just raw. Here's what we're doing, this is why we're doing it, this is what we're thinking, this is how we're gonna handle this issue. And I think that was pretty much a good precursor of what we'd like to do, and with commission's approval, with council's approval, with the individual. I see Mayor Johnson's here today. He's hearing about this for the first time, but we're gonna come talk to you. We would like to, and if with the mayor's approval, we could work together on getting, okay, what's this going to look like? Where is it?
Sure.
What do we envision, and how do we move forward? And any additional communication can't hurt. I mean, at the root of every problem, if you drill down far enough, you're going to find there was some breakdown in communication that contributed to the problem. So. That was how I came at this, and I think, Mayor Kowecki was kind of a like-minded. Yeah, maybe this is something where we can kind of, and again, my vision was we walk in the door, we leave connectivity at the door, everybody's on equal footing, and we just have discussions about how we all groups can best serve all of our citizens, which is why we were elected anyhow. So.
I just enlarge on it just on 2 points. With the new council this past time around, we came in with great quantity of things that each individual was hoping to accomplish based on their own constituency. I think we had like 72 different items that we wanted to attack, which gave our city manager no end of alarm, I think, at the very best. But we went through a very similar circumstance where we brought in outside help, and we narrowed the field, and we focused our attention, and we actually began to accomplish things. So I'm very pro to this concept. And also, too, I would suggest to you, in the past, we've had very well-meaning people, chamber, any number of sources, development authority, all of these people bringing to us what they wanted the city to do. I think it's time that we took it to them and told them, this is the kind of cooperation that we really feel we need, and let's work together and accomplish these things.
I think that last statement is exceptional, and I think that is, you're right. And we met 2 days ago in Preston County about the roads. There's something that all of us could be.
And the problem is that it took such a
drastic situation.
Yes, drastic situation to force the individuals to the tables.
Right.
You see, because we tried to do this 3 years ago, to have all the commissioners meet together to address the needs of this common area. And only Preston County would respond. So I concur wholeheartedly.
Well, there's no guarantee for success. But,
And you hit the nail on the head. You said where things come up and we're addressing them. So we're being reactive, and what we want to do is be more proactive and look out to the future and have more strategic planning, those type of things. One of the things we hear all the time about, how we have so many different services being up. Maybe there's shared services. Maybe there's something where we have duplication of efforts where we can take one small low-hanging fruit and say, let's work on that, and then see where we can go from there.
Build some trust. Too.
Would you be willing then, if you want to make a motion, that we would recommend you to meet with the mayor to come up with, a idea and solution to bring it back to all the cities and to the county and move forward on the idea?
I'd be happy to do that, and be welcome any other person who would care to join the parade.
Yes, again, I make that motion that the commission allow me to proceed in regards to planning this with Mayor Kawecki and with the other municipalities to bring something back to all the groups in regards to what we have in mind and what we'd like to do.
Second.
Okay, proper moves in second. I think it's a great idea. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you for coming in and extending.
Thank you very much.
I think that's what we needed.
And again, thank you for your cooperation with the courthouse.
You're quite welcome. Are there any other elected officials who need to say anything? Nothing? Okay.
Do you have any update? Would you like to give any update, Carrie? Is there anything in particular in regards to the election?
We have voted almost 2,300 people at early voting. Early voting will continue through Saturday, May the 5th, 9 to 5 at 4 locations throughout the county. And Election Day is Tuesday, May the 8th.
Right.
And we are ready to go.
Good.
What do you need of commission in regards to election night? I'm the new guy. Where do I need to be and when?
Election night will begin when the polls close at 7:30. So the public is invited to join us at the election center. We will be there beginning around 7 o'clock. And that's basically it. Things don't start until 7:30 because the polls don't close until 7:30. We will release our early voting and absentee results at that time, and then we will wait on our first precinct to come in, which normally will be about 10 minutes till 8, customarily around 8 o'clock. And it moves fairly quickly from there. We have 41 precincts throughout the county to bring in. And of course, the county commission is there. WAJR is typically there broadcasting live, and it is at the Mountaineer Mall at 5,000 Green Bay Road where our election center is.
Thank you. As always, it runs smoothly.
Yes.
I think we can be fast here.
Yeah, reports from county commission, we have 13 minutes, but I hope we can do it in less than 3. Did you want to go first?
Well, I would like to report that the meeting in Preston County was very productive on Monday. We will be meeting as a whole with the West Ridge Development Group on Friday, and there's a bake steak dinner in Daybrook on May 6th at 11:30. That's Sunday.
That was fast.
I'll try to be really quick. Last week I went down to Norfolk following the MHS band, and I just want to mention that they did very well down there. They won a gold medal for the parade, best percussion session, best field commander, head majorette team, and the Morgantown MHS choir also went down and they got a gold medal in their competition. I've had multiple meetings this week, so it's been a pretty busy week, but I appreciate the opportunity for everybody to come down together to talk about the lease yesterday and pull that meeting together on such a short notice. And in the interest of keeping it short, that's all I got.
Very quickly, the county commissioners are involved with Frank Vitale that on May 9th in the morning down at the Waterfront Hotel, Marriott Waterfront Hotel. They're going to have job preparation, resumes, and so on. And then from 2 to 6:30, we have a number of businesses to have a job fair, and we're glad to be a part of that. And that is it. I invite everyone to come now to the dedication.
Second.
Proper moved and second. We be gone.